Hey there, folks. How you guys doing? Yeah, I had done part two of the Order of Ecclesia. I guess I had done something. Well, I muted the microphone because I thought that would help. I had a sound issue, so the game audio did not get recorded past a certain point. Yeah, so don't be too surprised if there's no music. I guess I'll probably explain this as we go along. There's a little part here where I talk, and then I think it goes quiet. So I'm just gonna ears kind of narrate kind of what's going on as this is going on. I guess. No, I think maybe I turned the audio off of the game by accident. Anyway, all right, let's see what we got here. I guess we're gonna be working on part two of Ecclesia. Yeah, I looking into this game is way back in 2008. I think I remember getting this on the. Yeah, I remember actually buying this game when it came out. Yeah, it came out at GameStop. Let's say this is like the last major official Castlevania, like by itself before all these collections. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna get into this game. I'll come in from time to time, but mostly let's just kind of enjoy the soundtrack of the game. All right. Let's get into this. Yeah, basically, we're going to try to get to this island. So work towards getting there, and then rescuing some of the villagers. That's a very important thing to do in order to get the best ending. You have to rescue all the villagers. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, basically, once I muted the microphone, then I couldn't hear sound went out. Now I'm basically heading towards the prison. Go through this level first. Now in this level, the water, of course, you can swim, but you can't sink yet. There's a special item to get later on. So you basically just go straight through this area and just kind of jump over jump on the crates and try to dodge some of the enemies the best that you can. Still rather early in the game. You're still not like super strong yet, but gonna get there eventually. See, that was a special glyph union that uses that part, so you can have to use that sparingly. But in the early parts of the game, that it's incredibly helpful to be able to do glyph unions because they can usually give you an extra damage boost that you're not really able to get. Yeah, since you don't really get weapons. You get glyphs that kind of act as weapons. So that was always a weird thing to get. This is the guy from the general store. He's gonna allow you to buy items. It would definitely be good once you get him to go to the village and get all the extra equipment. There's a magical ticket which will instantly teleport you to the village wherever you are in the level. If you're about to die, it's the best thing to do. You can get killed very quickly in this game, so this level is rather straightforward. Later on, when you have to go under the water, there's a whole other place to explore. Right now, this is mainly just a big hallway to the prison island. And then on the prison island, I'm going to be you fight a boss the minute you get on there. So it's a little bit weird to fight a boss first part. And I am able to do the boss in one try, so I definitely did not want to scrap this footage. Again, I do apologize about the sound. Well, the sound, well, the sound thing like shows that there's sound, so I think there's sound. See, I'll hear sound on my end, but then it's hard to know when it's recording or not. It's kind of annoying. If I keep both the microphone and the system sound going, that probably prevents this from happening. I think it somehow cancels out the microphone or something. Yeah. Just a little explanation of the store. Yeah, basically in here I come and I get some of the best armor pieces, like the head, body, legs. Eventually, as you save other people, they will help you make other weapons and items that then you can then use. For the most part, you want some items that you are that up maybe like your mind or your defense the most. Because enemies hit very hard in this game, so it's nice to have some of these. It's not going to make you like completely invincible, but well, of course not. It's going to make you a little more tougher. As I said, eventually you're going to get other better stuff to equip. I do like how they show like your level and stats and everything right on the screen, so I don't have to keep checking a menu to see that. Plus, the map is on there too. Yeah, because normally this would be you would have two screens on your DS. Kind of emulates it. Plus, I could use touch controls with using a mouse. Okay, here's the skeleton boss. The best thing to do in this is to avoid getting hit by him at all because he can do some. Yeah, he can do rather decent damage. Since I don't have a whole lot of health. Yeah, when he does that, it's best to get to one of those magnet things and just instantly go up. So basically, when his leg pokes out like that, you can whack at his leg. Basically, he's coming towards you. You have an opening to hit him a couple of times. Basically, just be patient. Yeah, you can use like the glyph union, help out a little bit, but yeah. But for the most part, it's best to just do that. Make sure he doesn't get too close to you. Yeah, you can still get hit by him if you aren't quick enough with the magnet things. Yeah, you just have to be very cautious about what he's doing. Yeah, see, yeah, when he bends back like that, it's best to just not even try to attack him because you're going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, see, if his leg pokes out, you can. The graphics are rather impressive on this for the DS. I mean, it's amazing how cool they were able to make certain animations of bosses and stuff. It's really cool. Ouch. Yeah, see, you can get hit if you don't time it right to be launched from there. Yeah, it seems to take almost forever, but they do eventually whittle him down. Yeah, remember, he has 800 health, so he's going to take some hits. Yeah, I didn't really have any other glyphs at the time either, so. Yeah, he has a pattern that you can get used to. But you still have to be careful because sometimes you can do like quick attacks like that can, yeah. Yeah, I'm like eight damage. Oh, there he goes. Other than that, he doesn't really do much. He tries to lunge at you and do that bend backwards attack, but that's about it. And usually you'll hear a noise when he goes backwards, and that usually is, you can do that out looking. It does stink at it of the sound working, but I guess I just have to deal with my microphone and the game sound working. The problem with that is that sometimes my microphone will pick up some of the musics, and then there's like an echo. Yeah, I don't have the best of audio setups here. I really don't. Yeah. If I was using OBS and stuff, I'd probably have a lot better luck. But my new computer here cannot use OBS. I have to use the old Logitech video thing. I have sometimes had issues with this, with sound on this sometimes. But usually what I would do is I would completely mute my microphone, and then that would usually work. Yep, I was able to get him on the first try. Level up. That's like the second boss, you would say. So yeah, look at that. HP 800, experience 350. Went back to the village, I think, to check on some stuff. My heart's back up. Yeah, I didn't realize that my health had been fully restored. Well, definitely like any old school game, you definitely need to be saving. Yeah, as you can see, guys, yeah, this, with a person island, that skeleton's a little bit tough, but yeah, yeah, because when he does the behind thing coming at you, you need to just dodge that. But it's not really that difficult. But I had to be patient and really following all the moves. That's a weird level because it starts out right at a boss. So yeah, you gotta fight that boss before you can even get into the place. See, giant skeleton, HP 800, woof, 350, yeah. And luckily I had some health items and stuff. Yeah, there's all kinds of different powers you can do with different glyphs and stuff, of course. I'm kind of impressed that I was able to get through that skeleton one time though. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to prison and I'm gonna do some more of it, of course, before I'm done with this video. But I seem to be doing pretty well. I don't remember doing this well at the early part of this game. Anyway, well, plus I did go and buy all that equipment, so I probably should go to a store and go buy some stuff and get stocked up to fight something. All right, let's get back to the game then. Oh, okay, E-Man for the future here again. Yeah, as I said, the thing of it is, I cannot tell if the sound is not being recorded. All I have is, you know, I have a meter that shows the white lines appearing to show the system sound. Sometimes, though, it's moving and I don't think anything of it. I think one cancels out the other. Plus, I'm doing this on two screens, so perhaps the audio unsyncs and then don't hear any. sound audio. Yeah, I basically decided not really to go to any shops, and I just decided to head right back into here. Yeah, and you want to dodge these searchlights because a very powerful enemy shows up. A very powerful enemy shows up that you really can't really defeat at this time, so you have to be very careful not to get in these spotlights because he'll show up and then he's pretty powerful. You can slide under him at times. As you see, a lot of enemies do drop glyphs, but a lot of times you gotta kill. Sometimes you have to kill a certain number of them before a glyph will show up, and that would really be a weapon. If enemies are trying to cast magic, you can absorb that. I think I showed that in the part one here. I really do like this prison island level. A lot of these levels are rather unique. All of these levels kind of exist in their own space. You can't like you're not stuck in Dracula's castle. You basically go. There's all these separate mini maps, which can make it a little less confusing where things are because it's not because each level is like its own separate map. So unlike Symphony of the Night, where you have that big giant map, this only has like a few little maps, which I think was done because this was of course on a portable console, so not really limitations. I think they just wanted So when you played this portably, you would only so you could play this for like a good 20 minutes and get through the whole level, and then you could be like, oh well, I'm gonna take a break for a while. Well, and portable gaming, especially if your battery life's going low or something, and you want to quickly get through a level. Yeah, well, I remember when I was younger and a kid, usually always had all this extra time, like on the school bus or something, to play these games or something. Yeah, HP max up. Yeah, I kept forgetting that the spear guys can get you from the top. Yeah, and since I don't have a double jump yet, you have to kind of go all the way to the entrance of the level and then jump up. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, jump up here. Well, I'll have to figure out a better system here. I'm just gonna have to put up with the echo. I don't think the echo is too bad. I just have to make sure that the game sound is not as loud. Or right when I'm doing a video, I need to just click on one of the sound things to be shut off. Because I think that's what the thing is, and if every time I try to go back to this other screen, it just clicks back. At least this way, I can fully out talk about what I'm doing in this particular part. Yeah, I'm always trying to make sure to look for any breakable walls. Yeah, look for any breakable walls that. Yeah, cotton thread and stuff that will be used for, of course, making items. Yeah, I think I got the iron ore there. That allows you to make some other iron armor once you save the blacksmith. That is. Yeah, so saving the villagers is, it's kind of a necessity if you want to be able to get through the game easier to save them. Well, especially since that's where you buy all of your potions and whatnot from, and armor pieces. You'll be sacrificing like intelligence for like defense, the early part of the game. Well, of course, there's accessories and other stuff. Yeah, the priestess ring turned out not to be all that usable. What is that? Yeah, some things went up, but some things went down, and yeah, the drop rates for a lot of these enemies is not very good, so it takes a while to get glyph drops. Not as bad as some other Castlevania games. Yeah, not as bad as Circle of the Moon, where you had the drop rates for getting cards and whatnot. But yeah, the glyphs are very unique. The glyphs remind me, kind of like the souls from, Soma Cruz, the other games where he has those soul abilities. I feel like that's what the glyphs kind of are like. Some of the glyphs are kind of like. So it reminds me of that a little bit. So to equip the what was it, the javelin and the hammer, and it creates a unique glyph union. So that of course uses up hearts. These spear guys can be really annoying if you don't have a long-reaching weapon. And the invisible guy here like almost kicks my butt. I'm like, I thought he was just invisible, not superhuman. Like what? Yeah, like whoa! How does he like kick you like that? Whew. Let's make him invisible, not friggin' ninja dude. What the hell? The heck? Now I believe the Invisible Man guy is from the Portrait of Ruin, so a lot of these are reused. Well, let's see, he's got 70 HP. That's a lot of HP for just a little dude. Yeah, HP max up. Yeah, another teleport thing, so you can teleport to other parts of the map, which is convenient if you have to come back to a level and try to look for things. Yeah, you gotta look out for these, these booby traps up there. You may not, you may think they're part of the scenery, and all of a sudden you're getting hit. She doesn't, Shanoa does not seem to like walk super fast, but she walks at a pace that's just about it. Yeah, of course, that would be Albus again. And for some odd reason, he gives you part of the Dominus, which is weird. It's like, why does he just give it to you? See, yeah, I tried to turn up the volume because I didn't quite realize that there was no game volume coming out. Well, no game volume got recorded. Of course, the problem is don't really use the dominances to fight because they can. Those abilities can drain your health. Yeah, those abilities can drain your health, so be careful about using them. Yeah, and then he refuses to come back, so. Head back to Barlow, talk to him. Do that. Let's see. Well, yeah, this is like you got to jump over an Iron Maiden and that at the same time. Oh, yeah, here's the healer guy. He makes your health potions and stuff. Is that thing hanging up there a foot or something? Yeah. Yeah, what a weird talking dude. Town's official healer. Please come visit my establishment if you dare. Huh. Yeah, that looks like a foot hanging up there or something. Yeah, some skeletons hanging there. Another invisible man. I think I just said screw it away from him. It's like, whoa, yeah. Some knockback knocked me right over that Frankenstein dude. Shoots rockets and flamethrowers and all kinds of things. I think I already got a bow glyph from them. Should probably use the bow and see how much damage I can do. Your damage output can be not very high. As you notice, I have to hit these archer skeletons like twice to take them out. Level up there. If you absorb glyphs that you already have, they can restore. They'll restore 10 hearts. So even if it's a glyph you've already got, if a glyph shows up, absorb it. So really, those glyph union attacks are incredibly important. So you have to really manage your heart usage. That is kind of the deciding factor early in the game. A deciding factor early in the game. Yeah, it's definitely a deciding factor in the game. In the early parts of the game, glyph unions are difference between life or death sometimes when you're playing this. I think I try using one here too, yeah. Don't I? Yeah. Well, yeah, that was a glyph union and can usually do a little bit more extra damage. And there's one of the cats, so you have to rescue people and cats. The cats are not sealed up. Get the lance glyph. And we had that glyph. Yeah, I think there was something else up there to go get. Yeah, I was thinking there was more items up there or something. Oh, I think there was. Oh yeah, I was going to get the cat. Keep in mind the spear guys can attack you from below, so look out for that. It sounds like I'm doing a walkthrough of this game. I should probably just do basic walkthroughs of these games, but yeah, and then I went back to the save point to get healed up and to save. Yeah, save often. Save anytime you can in this game. Much like those old school games. Yeah. If you die, you're going to lose your progress. And the enemies do regenerate when you come back into the room, so. Yeah, I decided to just leave that there so that that demon trying to take me out. Each level in this game does feel very unique, so. Yeah, I mean, the prison, feels like a prison area. And I keep checking to make sure there's no breakable walls. I think there is a chef in this level somewhere. And I got the sickle, the sickle glyph. You see, I got 10 hearts restored for doing that. So, yeah, I was using the Dominus Hatred, but that drains your health. Yeah, see, in that room there was a secret item, but you take a lot of damage every time you hit by those sparks, so I'd rather just get through the rest of the level. Yeah, those demon dudes can be annoying, but usually you can just run through here and avoid them. But of course, look out for the spotlights. Yeah, and then we get the glyph sleeve, so now you can swap certain glyphs, so you don't have to go through your menus all the time. And of course, at the lighthouse, there's of course a boss awaiting. So I just came here. My past self is probably going to start talking up here at some point. Yeah, basically, a lot of these town people will give you quests. And you have to fulfill them, or items you have to go get. Usually, drops from enemies or from treasure chests to unlock. With this guy, you unlock the certain medicines you can buy at the shop. Yeah, and I happen to already got Sage, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, and there is a whole quest log of all of the stuff to do with all of the villagers. Now they get like anti venom and stuff. Oh, that cat is his cat. Yeah, the babushka. Yeah, now you can see I have potions and tonics and much like most games I would do that. Oh, as we're talking here. Yeah, folks, I guess it's a good place to stop at. Yeah, we got through the prison. Now I have to go to the lighthouse to fight another boss. This coming boss is a lot tougher than skeleton boss. Like a giant crab, elevated stuff. And I'm getting leveled up. I did go and buy equipment. So best thing to do, I guess, if you're new to this game is try to make sure you get whatever weapons and armor you get. Well, I mean armor. You don't have to buy requisites to live. But, I really like Shinoa's character. She's really cool. But like many RPG like games, start out pretty weak. Yeah, it takes a while to get really powerful. It still takes a couple of hits to get stuff. So it's gonna be a while. She's powerful. Transformation glyphs, weapon glyphs, magic glyphs. There's a glyph union where you can do a power attack that uses up parts. Yeah, essentially your MP essentially works like stamina. Yeah. And I recently got the thing so now I can instantly swap my glyphs. Yeah, from A, B, and C, switch them out. Which is convenient for fighting the boss when you want to use the menus. Anyway, guys like this video? Like, subscribe. And if you have any comments, I'd like to see what you guys think about this. I mean, it follows the form evolving. I'm going to be doing some of the other ones too. Especially since I have the Dolphins collection that I'm playing this game on. So I can access Portrait of Ruin, which I'm probably going to try playing at some point. Because I wanted to play, as I said, I wanted to play some Castlevania. Get ready for the upcoming release of in October 15th, release of new brand new Castlevania. We get to play as Rose Belmont, the daughter of Trevor and Sypha, Nez from Castlevania 3. That would be cool to see how the lineage continues on. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. See you guys later. Bye. Okay there, folks. That's where I'm going to kind of end it off. My past self really ended it off pretty good. Okay, anyway, as my other self was saying, please like and subscribe and leave any comments. Yeah, leave any comments. And I'll see you guys in another video. And hopefully I will not have to do this talking over the game footage, but yeah, at least I have some sound issues, but at least I have a good way to capture the gameplay footage. So it's not crazy. I can access the Microsoft's. If you have an Xbox controller on your Microsoft computer, you can do like capturing with the controller, and that works. But it's very hard to capture audio. I can capture game audio, but not talking. So I almost wonder if I should just record it like that, and then I can add me talking over it. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Yeah, we got other videos to do, other games to get to. Catch you guys later. Bye.